Hi guys, I'm your host Mel Grace. I am here currently with Mr. Samm Henshaw. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, not too bad, thank you.
We were just having a little pack lunch, yeah?
Yes, we were. Biscuits and sweets.
Literally.
Yeah.
But how's your day so far? How you been?
It's been good. I'm still waking up, but I'm good. I'm like...
Waking up slowly?
Yeah, slowly getting there.
Are you a morning person or? Yeah, neither am I.
What time do you wake up normally?
Usually, okay, on a day off, I wake up at like 10. If it's like work,
That's
it's
not too
like
bad.
9, 8, yeah.
See, I'm probably the same.
Yeah.
Depending on what's happened.
Yeah, it depends on the night before how it went.
Yeah, depending
literally.
on what's happened, then it could be like I'm waking up at about 1 in the
Literally.
afternoon. Do you know what I mean?
It has reached those points.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
yeah.
lie, but I just wasn't trying to admit that.
Don't worry, no shame.
Yeah. So I just want to do a quick intro. So you've been on tour with Chance the Rapper. You were signed in 2015 and you released your latest single, which is The World Is Mine.
Yeah.
Wow. What a year for you. Well, what a couple of years for you.
It's weird, hearing you say that I got signed in 2015.
Because you don't think it's that far ago, but it is actually a few...
Yeah, I feel old.
Don't say that.
I mean, I'm not,
Still
but I feel old. Yeah.
Still feeling it a little bit. Yeah. I just want to say, your voice, and his voice in person is just completely different. Like it's just it's like
thanks.
soothing. It's like, oh,
I appreciate that.
it's like a rescue.
Thank
I like
you.
it. I like it. So your music is very soulful and it's got a lot of soul inspired melodies and stuff like that in it. Who inspired you to be like that? Because again, you are quite a young person, so it's like, where did this like authentic, soulful kind of melody of voice came out of you? Like, where did that come from?
So I grew up in the church. My dad's a reverend, so I was surrounded by like a lot of gospel sounding stuff. So I grew up on like Kirk Franklin's music and Fred Hammond and all those greats and stuff like that. But then as I grew older, I started listening to people like Stevie. Well, no, I was also surrounded by like the Stevie Wonder stuff and Michael Jackson and people like that. But yeah, eventually when I got a bit older, started going out of my way to listen to people like D'Angelo, Lauryn Hill, Erykah Badu, Donny Hathaway, Marvin Gaye. Like, just really went back.
There's a whole list. Literally.
Yeah, it's a long ass list, but really went back and just kind of delved into those sounds and those people, and that was just kind of what I felt like I connected with more and then
has that always been like your music taste from the beginning? Like, was you always into like soul kind of music?
Yeah, it was always there. I mean, I grew up around a lot of different sounds. There was the gospel stuff, obviously, and then I lived with my older cousins, and my sister lived with us. So I was being surrounded by their tastes as well, which is a bit more like the pop stuff. And then you meet some friends, and then it becomes like hip hop and
just mixes into a whole part of
all of it. My
music.
dad was into country as well, so I was surrounded by loads of stuff.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I wish. You mentioned that you grew up around like in church and whatnot and gospel. Would you ever go Kanye and just do a bit of like a gospel track, or like would you ever dive into that? Is that something you could see yourself going into?
Yeah, definitely. I just feel like I'd have to be in that mood.
Yeah.
At the time, and to be fair, like with a lot of the stuff that I've been making, there's gospel inspiration in all of it as well. So
yeah.
So yeah, never say never.
Never say never.
Never say never.
Literally.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind
I won't
hearing
start
that.
a church though.
No. A bit of Sunday service, no. Not for you.
Seems like a cult. Can't lie.
It does.
It does seem
when
like a
there's
cult.
too much buzz around it, it seems a bit.
It's not even just a buzz for me. It's the fact that it's like everyone's like wearing his branding, like his clothes, like all of that stuff. It's like, it's just weird to me.
Yeah, I get
I
what you
love
mean.
Kanye, but it does seem culty.
Yeah, it seems a bit dodgy.
It's
I'm not
like
gonna lie.
borderline on this could become. If it's not yet, it could become
It's soon
one.
to be there, basically. And because he does call himself Jesus,
It's just it's weird.
It's a bit
weird.
Yeah, but was music always something that you planned to do? Was that always like in your sights when you was younger?
Nah, I wanted to be when I was younger, I wanted to be an archaeologist. I loved...
Really?
Yeah, but for like... I was really into Indiana Jones.
Okay.
His whole vibe of archaeology was not what archaeology is. Archaeology is boring in comparison to what he was doing, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, eventually... music was always there, but it was more of a hobby. It wasn't like I didn't see myself being able to actually do it.
Like progress into it.
Yeah, and when I was growing up, I mean, I didn't know how you got into the industry, do you know what I mean? You just watch TV and you was like, oh,
I want to do that.
yeah, they're on the TV. I don't know how they got there.
I was going to say, did you study I can't even say it, archaeology?
I didn't study the archaeology, no. That was a very... I let go of that very early on.
Okay, so it was a phase.
When I realised that I wasn't riding on horses and like,
oh wow, swinging from trees.
Yeah, fighting people. There was no, like, I was like, this is long. But yeah, I went to study music in uni, and it was more because I didn't really know what else I could do. And I was like, well, this is the only thing I'm good at. It's the only thing I'm kind of interested in. Let me go and study it. And I only went to do that because I intended on being a teacher.
Oh, wow.
I intended on teaching music and then just didn't go
So
that way.
if you wasn't who you are today, you'd be in someone's school teaching them all the melodies,
Probably.
basically. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Mr. Henshaw, yeah.
Yeah, people, that would be weird. That'd be weird. I'd be looking around like, my dad's not here.
Yeah.
Why are you calling me this?
Literally. So you are from the UK.
I am
is it
Southeast London, yeah.
Okay.
Born and
wow.
bred.
Wow, okay. So you're from the UK. Where would you say you would relate your music to? Would you say more US or UK? The only reason I say that is because I feel like you do have quite a lot of American things embedded, especially in your videos, because you shot your last video in LA.
Yeah.
Where would you say your music more relates to? Because I feel like you could expand into more of the American side of
Definitely.
music.
I mean, based off of like a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing,
Yeah.
there's definitely like a big American
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah.
But for me, I look at it more like whoever wants to listen to it. I don't get into all that region stuff.
Yeah.
I'm British.
Yeah.
I'm, born and bred here. My whole life experiences are from here. And, so, but then I did grow up listening to a lot of American music. So, but it's whoever wants to take it, really.
Whoever tickles its fancy.
Yeah, man.
Basically, why
You
not?
don't like it, you don't like it.
Yeah.
If you do like it, you do.
Could you ever see yourself like living there in America?
Better people have been asking me to do it.
Really?
Because I'm signed out there.
Yeah.
Obviously, the music's like doing well out there.
Yeah.
And we're doing a lot of stuff out there. But I mean, I lived in LA for about 3 months and I was like,
Nah, it wasn't for you.
well, yeah.
What's so different? Like, is it the dreamland that everyone says it is? So.
If that's what you want. Yeah, like if
It's what you make it.
It is what you make it. And I think but for me, because I am from Southeast London and I am surrounded by like what I'd like to think is reality.
Yeah.
Whereas in LA, it's kind of what you'd see in like movies.
Yeah. I could believe that.
Let me not even say that. It's like a gigantic movie set.
24/7.
Yeah. You're like, so you're seeing things that are just like, how is this happening? This is
So if you want to
unreal.
walk to the shop in like some slippers, you can't. Is that not? It's not a thing you'd be doing there.
They would have to be like mad designer. I
Okay.
think.
Yeah. No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah.
But having said that, there are parts of LA where you can live
Yeah.
a more sort of laid back and chilled out type of life. But I don't know, it just weren't for me.
Yeah.
Just weren't for me.
Yeah. No, I could understand that. Going back into your career, like I said earlier, you were signed in 2015.
Yeah.
So a few years ago now. When you had signed your first deal, what was the feeling in that? Like when that happened, was you like excited? Was you nervous? Like how did that even feel being signed to such a big record label?
It was weird, actually. It was kind of... So they had approached me when I was in uni.
Oh, okay.
And I basically said, my parents and we basically discussed it and we were just like, I'm not signing until I graduate.
Okay. Fair enough.
So I had known for like months that I was about to get signed. So I feel like during that period, there was a lot to think about. And I think it was just kind of like, I don't know, there was just a load of emotions. It was like, it was at the time where like a lot of people were, where the whole sort of like independent thing had just kind of started and everyone was kind of like...
doing their own thing.
Yeah, it's like, we don't really need labels, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of that was weighing heavy on my brain and I'd done a lot of stuff up until that point on my own as well.
Yeah.
So I was... But then, it was just kind of like, do I need these people? What will they offer me that I can't eventually get for myself? So on and so forth.
What swayed you then to like be like, okay, this is the deal for me? Because I know record, like choosing the right deal for you is like a hard thing. And like you said, you could have tried and done it independent and like got a lot of success from that as well. What really was like, okay, you know what? No, this is the
Well, I think for me it was knowing myself and knowing that I couldn't do it independent.
Okay, at least you're honest.
Yeah, no, for real. Because I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
It's one thing to gas a lot of people off of with the like, oh, I'm independent and I'm doing this thing independently, and that's great for you, but that's probably because you're that sort of person and you are a go-getter and you can get things done for yourself, or you know that you've got a team that can actually go and get those things done for you. But for me, it was just like, nah, I don't think I can do that on my own at this point anyway. And so, yeah, and I mean, my deal's actually quite good, so I couldn't. Yeah, it was like
you could not miss out on opportunities.
Yeah, it was like
it's
a good deal.
Yeah,
and
why not? So after you signed your deal, you had released a few singles as well. Church being one of like your biggest songs as well. Love it. What was the song, or actually no, what was the point in your life or in your career that you was like, whoa, like I've actually made it? Like, I don't want to sound like, not to sound like gloaty, but it's like, when was you like, yeah, mom, I made it? Like, you could say that to your family and be like secure with that.
I still don't think I've done it.
You're lying. There's no way.
I still don't think I've had that moment.
Not even like a minute, like a second where it's like you had to take a step back, like, whoa, like, is this me? Like, I did that, yeah.
I feel like I always have moments where I'm like, really, I take a step back. All right, for example, I had a moment the other day where I kind of almost just went a bit nuts and just kind of had a breakdown. And it was like, because like a load of stuff happened and I just had to sort of stop for a second and be like, hold on, I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, I've done that. And I was just, and the next thing I knew, I was just thanking God for a list of things. It went on for like 20 minutes. I'm just like, oh my days, I've done all this stuff. And that was probably the closest moment to it. But I feel like the moment that I guess I may be looking for, the moment that I'll realise that I'm excited and happy and whatever is, it will have nothing to do with actual music.
Really?
I think it will have to do with life. I think it'll be more of like, okay, cool. This this thing that I love that just happens to be my job has like paved the way for me.
Like opened so many doors.
Yeah,
for you
that's
in life
allowed
as
me
well.
to now be able to do something else in life. So I feel like that. Sorry, I made it more complicated than I needed to.
No.
That's when
I got the point that you're trying to get to. No, I get it, because I think there's things not only in your career, but there's other things in your life that you want to, that are targets. Like it could be simple as just getting a house or something for your mom.
Yeah,
so
it would be like that. And I think for me, I had a life before music, so it's like I want to
carry on with that. Yeah,
do you know what I mean? I want that to keep going.
Have you had any like weird fan moments? Like, have you ever been like walking on the street and then a fan's been like, "Let me shake your hand"?
A couple times.
Can you tell me like a funny one or just something random? I don't know.
I don't know if it's funny, but no, it was kind of funny because I got a little sister.
Yeah.
Who, she just turned 15 the other day. Yeah. So she's never thought I was cool, basically. Cause
that's how it goes, though.
It is, yeah. Like, you realise you're old now when you're like, the stuff that you was doing or thinking to me a couple months ago, but like a couple years ago, it's like, to my little sister's like, oh, weird, bruv, like, what are you doing?
Literally.
But funny enough, this was last year when we were celebrating her birthday last year. We were on our way to the O2 and I was walking with my girlfriend, my oldest sister, my younger sister, and my cousin. Yeah. Walking to the O2 to go have some dinner, celebrate my younger sister's birthday. And someone is driving past and they go, "Sam!" I was like, what? And we're looking round and no one's on the pavement. So we're thinking, what's happened? It's this girl and she's in a car with her mate. Yeah. And she stopped at the traffic light, and she basically goes, "You don't know me, but I love your music." And I was like, "Oh, thank you, that's amazing." Blah, blah. And then we carried on walking, and my little sister's looking at me like, "That was nuts." She was like, "You're way," like, she was gassed.
That's like, when the ratings went through the roof.
The ratings went through the roof, and I feel like I've been the coolest brother ever since then. Yeah.
So it wasn't even like all the records and like the views and all
She
that.
don't care about none of that.
Someone shied out the window and you was cool after a minute.
Because someone that didn't know me recognised it. So I guess that.
That is so funny. I don't know how I'd react to that. I think I'd be like,
it wasn't like the first time it had happened. So by that point I wasn't weirded out by it. But I think also because she saw that I wasn't weirded out by it. She's like, you're so cool. I was like,
okay. Let's happen it again.
Call someone up to do it for me next time. Yeah.
Literally. Was there any like iconic artists that you grew up on? Was there anyone specifically that it doesn't even have to be like inspired your music or anything, but like you had like a fan, like you was actually a fan, like
Yeah. Loads. Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Pharrell. Missy Elliott.
She's so good.
Incredible, right?
Yeah.
Who else? Most of the people I'd said beforehand as well.
Yeah.
I can't think off the top of my head.
No, that's enough. That's enough.
Yeah, I mean Usher. There's loads.
There's literally so many that you can just go through. Because I know that you are Nigerian heritage.
Yep.
I always ask people that. Well, that I feel like I should ask anyways. But what was it like growing up in like an African household doing music? I have to ask this question because it can either go two ways. It can be like, yes, my song.
Yeah.
Are
you Nigerian?
Nah,
that was a solid accent.
I have a lot of friends though.
No, I don't.
But it could be either that way or it could be like
devil's music. Yeah.
Literally. Like, how was that like for you?
It was calm. My parents.
Was it?
Yeah, I got cool parents, so they were. I say I got cool parents, but it was also because I was a really bad kid.
Oh, okay. Kind of balanced out.
So I caused a lot of trouble, and I guess when they saw that I found something that kind of was structured and just kind of kept me out of trouble and just kind of was something that I actually enjoyed, they just supported it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, that's it. Because I know there's like a lot of artists that, well, specifically artists that grew up in London, where a lot of their parents are like, as long as you're not on the streets and not doing like hooliganism,
it's kind of, and that was it for them. They were like, look, you've done a madness, but you're not doing a madness anymore. You're not dead. You're not in prison. You've not impregnated anyone. You're not, you know what I mean? Like none of that.
I think that's probably like the one that would just
them
hit
ones.
the top
But
of the roof.
them ones is like they're just like, look, you've not done all of this.
Carry on.
Do you know what I mean?
You have my permission.
Yeah.
So talking about some of your current music, you've worked with people like Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Another person is Pharrell.
Yeah.
Please, how did that even come about? Like, how was that experience?
He had church.
Yeah.
Way before it come out.
Yeah.
And was basically like, I want to work with this guy. So I went to LA and I was doing a load of sessions with people, and then got in with him, and we did two sessions, and we came out with these great songs. And then it was weird for me because it was like after that I was like, oh, we're done. He's never going to want to see me again in his life.
Yeah.
But I get to post this on Instagram and show off that I met Pharrell and worked with him. And then he came to London and then asked me again to work with him. So, went back and we did 2 more sessions in London, which was great.
Yeah.
And, it was cool.
So sick.
And now I'm going again this week to go and finish off.
Oh, really? The recordings?
The recordings for the songs.
Yeah, stop. So. No, that's like sick.
It's crazy, yeah. He's incredible as well.
Like, he's
man.
a master
so
at his work, literally. I was going to say, like, obviously you just said it was like, he literally was like just shouting you like, hi, I want to listen to your music, let's work together.
Yeah.
That's just like mad to me. Did he give you any tips before, like after you left, sorry? Was there anything like, Sam, this is what you have to do? Like, was there anything that was like a motivational spark that he said to you or anything?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everything. Every time he spoke, it was like he was just dropping knowledge. He could have
like
told me to like drink this water, and it would have just been like, oh, okay, cool, I'll take a note of that.
Yeah.
There was loads of things. One of the main things was really trying to show me and help me to open up my mind to looking ahead, because he's one of those sort of like, he always looks ahead when it comes to music. So if he's making something, he's not making something for
now,
just the moment. He's making it for like what's going to be happening in the next like 10 years musically. Just really trying to help me understand that, but approaching it with my voice and my style and the way that I perceived music and was just like, everything that you have, he was like, it's great. Now let's try and add all these new elements to it and see how that comes out. He's kind of like a mad scientist.
Yeah.
He just
I was gonna say
wants
visionary.
he hears and sees things and is like, okay, but let's try and bring all these little things to it. And
That's so crazy.
yeah, he's like a proper creative, which I think which I love.
Yeah, that's amazing, honestly. You've worked with, again, some other big people like Wretch Free too. Love
Wretch
that
is a
man.
G.
The visuals
the
on
new
the
joint is crazy.
Yeah, love it. Also James Bay. But looking at the artists that you've worked with, big or small, any, which one's been your favourite one that you've worked with so far?
Oh, you can't do that.
Not just drop it on the slide.
I mean, I probably would say Wretch.
Yeah.
Because I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
He's a genius. And that was one of those sessions where we really properly sat down and, I mean, okay, besides Pharrell, but that was one of those sessions where him and I really sat down and just wrote a song.
Yeah.
And yeah, just watching him do it was like a whole new experience to me.
Yeah, I could imagine.
It was incredible. And so yeah, he's dope.
Yeah. So I know you've dropped 3 EPs and whatnot, and you've had like mad singles, like I just couldn't even explain. Are we expecting an album from you?
Yeah, man. I'm getting fed up of not having one out. So
I feel like because I was doing research on you, and I know like everyone's been asking you like album, but like I wanted to ask as well.
Yeah.
When could we expect one, or is there anything you could drop about it?
It's like early next year.
Oh, okay.
From the conversations I've been having, but
predicted, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm honestly at a point where it's just like I want it to come out. A lot of other people want it to come out. There are factors that play into it, and the reason why we are sort of taking a bit of time on it. But yeah, I'm just like, I want to drop this album and then start working on the next album. So let's just put it out soon. But yeah, it should be dropping like next year. Early.
Yeah, I'll be watching out for that,
Thank
definitely.
you, appreciate that.
Quickly, was there any New Year's resolutions that you've hit this year? Was there any targets that you was like, yes? Because I'm so bad with hitting my New Year's resolutions.
I don't have like New Year's resolutions, but I just have like targets I want to meet in my life. So if I don't hit it this year, I just kind of push myself to be like, well, you're going to hit it eventually. So let's keep
moving.
It's more like a daily sort of one. But I wanted to start reading more books.
Yeah.
Which I feel like I'm slowly, but it's better than it was last year, let me say that. So yeah, there was like one book I wanted to complete because I never complete books. I get like 5 pages towards the end and never finish it.
Oh, I'm like 5 pages in the beginning, then I don't get to finish it. Like, it
That's
doesn't really.
so funny.
I promised myself mainly just read, and it just never happens.
Yeah.
I just can't. I have no patience.
It's just something that I felt like I wanted to keep pushing on, and then I'm also working on like a graphic novel, and just I wanted to give a bit more time to that. So I've also been working on that a bit more, and then there's all other stuff like get a house and
definitely
all that kind of
house stress.
Yeah, man, it's long.
It's
all long.
Quickly before we wrap up this interview, who is your top 3 favorite artists at the moment?
Burna Boy.
Jeez, yeah.
I'm really looking forward to Mahalia's album.
Mahalia.
I'm really excited for that. And just because not only do I love the EP that she just dropped, but because I worked with her yesterday and she's like now one of my favourite people. I don't like many people in the industry. No, she's such a nice
person, literally.
But Sasha Keeble is like...
Someone you need to work with.
No, that's who I was working with yesterday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And yeah, just like, she's great. So her voice is insane. Her EP is insane. Definitely listen to it. It's sick. But yeah, she's wicked.
Well,
those 3.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Appreciate it.
Great interview.
Thank you for yours.
Thank you. Any music or anything that anyone should look out for?
Go listen to The World Is Mine. It's out right now.
New single.
Watch the video.
Yeah.
And we got some more music coming out in a couple of weeks. So.
Yeah. Exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. So that was my interview with Samm Henshaw. Make sure you check us out on all our social medias and make sure you subscribe, like, and comment the video. See y'all.